Every time you buy something with your credit card, the store that you're shopping at has to pay a small commission to the issuer of your card. As a result, banks generate billions of pounds in the so-called transaction fees every year. The bad news is that all those additional fees obviously result in things getting more expensive for us, the consumers. The relatively good news is that you can actually get some of those fees back in the form of cashback or reward points. And that is why credit cards, when used correctly, can save you hundreds of pounds off your shopping, even if you're not a big spender. So if you want to learn more about that, keep watching this video, because today we're going to look at the best free credit cards available in the UK, and we're going to figure out how much exactly they can generate in terms of savings. Number one on our list is the Amex Everyday Cashback, which is a very simple card. It has no annual fee and it gives you cashback on all of your purchases, which is real money that you get as a small percentage of whatever you just spent. But how much exactly are we talking? Well, currently there is a promotion running where this card will give you 5% back on all of your spending for the first 5 months with the card, but only up to £125 of cashback. Once you exceed that limit, your cashback rate drops to 0.5%, and then later, depending on your spending, it can go back up to 1%. Additionally, if you're referred to the card by an existing Amex customer, you'll get a £20 bonus. This promotion is only valid if you apply before 9th of April 2024, and if you apply after it, the regular conditions for this card are not much worse, where you still get 5% cashback, but only for 3 months and only up to £100 of cashback instead of 125. So to give you a better idea of what I'm talking about, let's do some maths here. So assuming that you spend £1,000 a month on your credit card, that would total to £12,000 a year. And how much cashback would that attract? So the first £2,500 of spending will give you the 5% cashback to the total of £125. After that, between £2,500 and £10,000 spent in 1 year, you'll be getting 0.5% cashback, which is equal to £37.5. Finally, everything above £10,000 in 1 year will give you 1% cashback, which in our case is equal to £20. So if we sum all of this up and then add the £20 bonus from the referral that I mentioned, we get a little bit over £200. To me, this seems pretty cool because it's a bonus that you get while spending your money as usual and without having to do much extra. So overall, I personally consider this card to currently be the best free cashback card available in the UK, but it does have some disadvantages. So first of all, if you use this card to pay abroad, Amex will add a 3% fee to every one of your transactions, also known as a foreign transaction fee. This makes using this card while shopping abroad quite a questionable idea. Secondly, as this is an American Express card, there are some places in the UK and outside of it, not many, but some places that do not accept Amex, while they do accept Visa and MasterCard. So if you wanted an alternative to this card, you could look at the Chase debit card, which gives you a flat rate of 1% cashback on all of your purchases during your first year with Chase. The only caveat here is that the cashback is capped at £15 a month or £180 a year. So if we ran similar math here, assuming that you spent £12,000 in 1 year on your card, that would result in £120 of cashback from Chase, which we can see is a little bit lower than from the Amex card due to the lack of any initial welcome offers to boost your cashback. Personally, what I do is that I just keep the Chase debit card, since it's free, in addition to my credit cards, and I use the Chase card whenever I need to buy something abroad, and that way I don't have to pay the foreign transaction fee, and at the same time I can enjoy the cashback. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button because it helps the video reach more people. Now let's talk about another popular way in the UK to get rewards, and that is Avios. And here we have the British Airways cards from American Express that is absolutely free, and it gives you 1 Avios per every pound that you spend, and then it also has a welcome bonus of 5,000 Avios if you spend £1,000 in the first 3 months with the card. And by the way, this welcome bonus goes up to 6,000 Avios if you're referred to the card by an existing Amex customer. Finally, when you spend £12,000 a year on this card, you get what is known as a companion voucher, and that voucher gives you a 50% discount on the number of Avios that you need to pay to book a reward flight for up to 2 people, but only in economy class. So let's run the same calculations as we just did and see how much you could earn with this card. So if you spend £12,000 a year again on your credit card, that would result to earning 12,000 Avios, and then we add on the 6,000 Avios welcome bonus, and then additionally, if you add a supplementary card holder to your card, which is absolutely free to do, you'll get another 1,000 Avios for the first supplementary card holder that you added. So that all totals up to 19,000 Avios and a companion voucher. But the question is, how much is that actually worth in terms of real savings? Well, let's assume that you use Avios to buy flight tickets. For example, a flight from London to New York and back this June in economy class with British Airways will set you back 38,000 Avios and £220 in taxes. This doesn't sound that good, does it? But then if you remember that you have the companion voucher, the number of Avios that you need actually drops to 19,000 Avios and the same £220 in taxes. However, how does this compare to booking the same kind of flights but for cash? Well, according to Google Flights, it seems like the cheapest return flight from London to New York in June of this year is selling at around £400. However, this specific option doesn't include any meals or luggage. It doesn't even include a cabin bag, only a personal item. So for the sake of comparing the comparable things, let's look at the cash price for the same flights with British Airways, and it seems like the cheapest option currently stands at £487. This still doesn't include checked luggage, unlike your Avios ticket, but I'm gonna let it go. So with this example, we can see that using 19,000 Avios and the companion voucher would have saved you £267. And by the way, I still consider this to be quite a conservative estimate, because based on when you're flying and where you're flying, the cash prices could be a lot higher, meaning that your Avios and your companion voucher would be saving you even more money. And finally, all the tickets that you buy with Avios are refundable up to 24 hours before departure, which in my eyes is a huge advantage over cash tickets. But obviously it's pretty hard to put an exact price on that. And by the way, if you want to earn more Avios to take you to places further than New York, or enough Avios for multiple trips without spending any more money, I have a separate video where I cover the best ways to earn you a lot of extra Avios from your existing spending, and I'm gonna leave a link to that video in the description below. But anyway, when it comes to other free Avios earning credit cards, there is a non-Amex alternative, which is the Barclaycard Avios Mastercard. It has an identical earning structure where it gives you 1 Avios per pound spent, and then it has the same 5,000 Avios welcome bonus. Barclaycard doesn't have a referral program, so the welcome bonus doesn't go any higher unless there is some special promotion running. Finally, this card also has a voucher, but there are a few caveats. Firstly, you need to spend £20,000 a year to generate that voucher. And secondly, once you do, the voucher gives you a, so to say, upgrade to the next class of service. So for example, if you have enough Avios to buy an economy ticket somewhere, you can then apply the voucher to upgrade the ticket to premium economy, while still only paying the economy price in Avios. While that means that you get to experience a higher class of service, it also implies that you need to have enough Avios to buy the economy class ticket in the first place. And that is why I personally view this voucher as a little bit weaker in terms of the value that it provides. But depending on your circumstances, you might actually like this one better. In any case, I'm working on a separate video where I compare specifically these two cards and their vouchers in more detail, so consider subscribing to the channel to not miss that and any other future content. And we are moving to another card and another way to get rewards, which is Nectar Points. And here we can look at the Nectar credit card from, again, American Express. This card gives you 2 Nectar Points per every pound that you spend, and then there is a welcome bonus of 20,000 Nectar Points, which goes up slightly to 21,000 points if you're referred to the card by an existing Amex customer. And by the way, this card is only free in its first year, because starting from second year, it charges you a £30 annual fee. So if we run exactly the same calculations as before, assuming that you spent £12,000 on your credit card in 1 year, this card, when accounting for the welcome bonus, will earn you a total of 45,000 Nectar points. But the main question is, of course, how much are these points worth? So 45,000 Nectar points are equivalent to £225 that you can spend at stores such as Sainsbury's or Argos, shopping on eBay, or buying train tickets with Eurostar. Alternatively, this amount of Nectar points could be converted to a little bit over 28,000 Avios if you prefer the idea of spending them on travel. Finally, one more free credit card that we're going to look at is the American Express Rewards card that earns you 1 American Express membership reward point per every pound that you spend, and then also has a welcome bonus of 10,000 membership reward points, which goes up slightly to 12,000 points if you're referred to the card. Again, using the exactly same calculations as before, and assuming that you spend £12,000 a year on your card, this card would give you a total of 24,000 Amex membership reward points, and these points can be used directly as cashback, or they can be converted into Avios or Nectar points or other kind of airline miles. So this kind of flexibility is one of their main advantages. And if you're into Amex points, you can get even more of them using the premium version of this card, which is the American Express Gold card. The trick here is that the Amex Gold is absolutely free as all the other cards, but only in its first year, and it gives you roughly 1.5 membership reward points per every pound spent, and then it offers a generous welcome bonus of 20,000 membership reward points when you spend £3,000 in the first 3 months with the card. This welcome bonus can go up to 30,000 membership reward points if you're referred to the card. So if we apply again the same calculations as throughout this video with a £12,000 spent in 1 year, the Amex Gold will have earned you 47,000 membership reward points. These points can be converted into over £200 of cashback, or they can be converted into 47,000 Avios or Virgin Atlantic points, or you can transfer them into 94,000 Hilton Owners points if you want to use them to book hotels. By the way, if you want to learn more about the best ways to use the Amex membership reward points, I do have a dedicated video about that, which I'm going to link below in the description. But again, the catch here is that after this first year, starting from year 2, Amex Gold will charge you an annual fee of £195. If you want to avoid paying this, you can simply, at the end of year 1, downgrade your card to the free Amex Rewards card that we just looked at before. This way, you get to keep all your reward points if you haven't spent them yet, and at the same time, you don't have to pay any fees. Another very important point that I have to make is that all those introductory offers and welcome bonuses that we looked at for the free American Express cards is that you can't use like all of them. You have to pick one, and you can only get the welcome bonus once every 2 years. In practice, this means that if you currently hold or have held a personal American Express card in the past 24 months, you will not be eligible for the welcome bonus. In the meantime, if you want to learn more about the different credit cards that exist in the UK, starting from dedicated beginner cards, going all the way up to premium and exclusive ones, check out this video where I talk about the so-called concept of credit card letter. And I really hope that today this information was useful for you, and I look forward to seeing you again.